Good morning. This is Nita and Miss Panda at the Timepiece Garden. She's on patrol. She's making sure there's no killer squirrels over there. We're going to be in the garden today. The lettuce is all bolted, so we're going to get it out of there. Bring in some wood chips. Expand my onions. Put my onion starts on my walking onions, all the way down and where the lettuce and stuff is. We're going to wood chip it. Maybe add some compost to it. I'm going to go ahead and add some more wood chips to the asparagus areas. And maybe some wood chips back down where I've got the two butternut squashes going. Just to make sure that they've got a fresh, healthy, help retain some water. We're in July, hottest time of the year is getting ready to hit. And then from there, we're going to work on that back load of strawberries. When I got the slug infestation, it had messed them up kind of bad. Came out, did some heavy DE, killed off the slugs, but now I've got a lot of decay down here, just a lot of decay. So I've ended up with some, I don't know, I'm going to call them white flies for lack of a better word. But they're continuing to attack the strawberries. So I have no slugs. My strawberries are looking like that. That one's been chewed on. It's never going to finish ripening, so what I want to do is come in and clean them up, basically. Clean off anything that's dead or dying, any of the dying leaves from where the slugs might have gotten on them and created the rot, and then with all the rain we had, that rot has just continued, and so now I'm fighting a new pest. But I end up with, excuse me, by the time they're ripe enough for me to pick, they're full of ants in there. They're rotten type thing. So I need to come in here and clean this up, figure out what I got going on and what I need to do to get them to produce fruit for me, not for the critters type thing. So it might just be that I need to thin them out because of all the rain we've had. They're just, underneath the leaves, they've got too much decay going on. I don't know, and I won't know until I get in here and start cleaning it. So, but that'll be what I end with. So let me come in here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go fill up the gator cart with wood chips first. So it's already down here. Clean up the lettuces, kind of working my way down this side, adding wood chips where needed, doing a little bit of weeding. And I'll end with the strawberries because that's the last thing to get in the sunlight where this corner here. You can kind of tell by the light, it gets sunlight early. That's why the onions like it over here. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, so all of the lettuce is gone, which is awesome. I got a bucket of wood chips here, mostly because I can't get the cart in through all of this stuff, so it's a bucket of wood chips at a time. And walking onions. And for the most part, what you do is you come over and you take a head like this. This is where it flowered, and all of those are baby onion starts. And you literally just pick it off here at the bottom. Does that make sense? I'm going to separate those, and I'm going to plant onions right over there where the lettuce was. Now normally, the vine here would die back and fall over, similar to how that one has, and I've already picked its piece off. And then when they fall over, they grow. Here's a good example. There's 3 onions right there and a dead piece, and on that dead piece, there's baby onions right there. They fall over, they grow. So, but being that I'm expanding their territory, does that make sense? I'm going to pick them and pull them, and just barely bury them like that. That makes sense. So the bulb is just, you can kind of see it. You can see the top of the bulb right there in the soil, but the base of the bulb is tucked into the soil. It'll sprout roots almost immediately. All right, so getting ready to do that with this one, and I'll talk to you in a few. Alrighty, so start with my walking onions. Older generation has been rebarked. Newer generation has been fully barked. Again, you can see them, they're in there. They're sticking out. but the bark will help them hold and retain some moisture, because this is the hose that's not working well, you know, of the 3 that's in the garden. So it'll just help them retain some moisture, being that they're freshly planted. And from there, I went ahead and barked or rebarked the asparagus. It's been doing well. And yeah, there we go. There we are. From there, went ahead and pulled up all the radishes. They had gone to seed, and I've already collected all the seeds I need. And so now we're going to come down here and start looking at strawberries. Just trying to see if I can clean it out. You know, anything that died from the snails that I can clean out, and see if we can keep stop some of the moisture and stuff that's going on. You know. All right, that's next. So I will talk to you in a few. Alrighty, well, that's the first load. I've got another bucket to dump, but I figured I'd talk for a second. So you can see where my fruit is being eaten and or is just rotten. You know, it won't grow, it's rotten. There you go, there's some with some mold on it, and mostly it's just too wet. We've had way too much rain for the strawberries. It's the easiest way for me to say it. And then when they rot, they bring things like this guy over, who, sorry about that. So I was trying to knock him off my hand so I could kill him, and now I've lost him. Damn it. Oh, there he is. You know. I'm sorry, he's dead now. Again, still got some research to do to figure out how to deter them from the garden. And I know that moving out the rotten fruit is going to be one of them. So yeah, here's my next bucket load I need to empty. But the video was to see, this is all mold and rotten. Does that make sense? And it's not because it's not being picked. It's not even getting ripe. You know. So that's what I'm doing. You can see where I've thinned it. It is so thick that over a week and a half ago, I came out here with the thick diatomaceous earth to get rid of the slugs. And it has, but you can look at some of the leaves that are understory, and they've still got diatomaceous earth on them. And we've had lots of rain, and most of that is just because it's been so wet and it's so thick with leaves that they're not drying out. Which is why the fruit's rotten, and then when it's rotten, it attracts, the rotten smell attracts things like the grasshopper I just killed. So, the object here is to thin it, leave a couple leaves so the plant will survive, but thin it hard. If it's got a good flower set, like that one's got a good flower set, I will leave the flower, again, with those couple of leaves, but I'm gonna thin them. That way the flower sets, like there's another one, that are flowering now will have the opportunity to actually produce good fruit, without it rotting before it ever gets ripe. And hopefully we'll end up with a little bit of dry weather. We're supposed to for the next couple of days, but then we go into next week and they're talking, thunderstorms every day. So thinning is going to be a good thing for a while. So anyway, let me get back to work. Let me go empty this and come back so I can fill it again and just take them back to a basic plant, and clean up the leaves and stuff that the snails have already killed. Clean that stuff up, and that way, again, it gets the opportunity just to air out a little and stop that mold and rot from happening. All right, talk to you in a few. Alrighty, all done. You can see I cut them back. Most of them, depending upon where you look, you can see there's baby leaves on down the line that are have been in here fighting for sunlight. they'll get the sunlight they need, and the fruit sets that have not been damaged by the slugs, and then whatever else was coming in because of the slug damage. Makes sense, I left those fruit sets there, so I'm still gonna get strawberries. And they will produce, because these guys will produce till September as long as you leave them with some leaves. Like, that one was really bad, and you can see he's got 3 baby leaves and that's it. The rest of it was just a mess. Black rot growing on the leaves on down the line. Just a mess. Anyway, so they're there. I put a little more DE on them, again, just to make it so they're not palatable. And yeah, you know, I'm quite sure next time I come out here and harvest strawberries, I'll bring you along and you'll see they'll all make it. Whew, but Mama's done. A little tired. Got a lizard hanging out at the end of the, oh, he moved. He was there at the end of the log. Getting mad, he's like, hey, I can't catch flies anymore. That's right, there's no rotten fruit here. All right, I will talk to you later.